Okay, I'm here, but maybe I picked the wrong things. You guys have to help me out. I've had a bad week getting people tuned into the show, at least. So am I talking about the wrong thing? Do you guys not care about Tim Pool? There's other people literally talking about this stuff and getting famous talking about it. Eliza Blue, Tim Pool, etc. But I'm not noticing anything like that. In fact, people just aren't tuning in to the show. So sorry I lost my temper yesterday. I didn't notice. Somebody did give me a $49 super chat. I appreciate that person. And sorry the podcast didn't go out. If this podcast goes out, it's just because I lost my temper on the last show. So I didn't, and I have a choice whether to put out the podcast or not. I didn't put it out. So yeah, it is hard being a YouTuber. I'm interested in the Tim Pool thing because I'm just interested in what it's like being him. Because theoretically, I could do the same thing as Tim Pool. Like theoretically, tomorrow I could host the Tim Pool show, and I think it would be pretty good. So that's why I'm interested in what he's thinking about. And then the Eliza Blue situation, just happened to be interested in it since the beginning, mostly because I know Defango. And Defango's live now. Otherwise, I would have asked him to come on. He was featured prominently in this article from Tim Pool's website today. This guy, Shane Cashman. So, Believe says, who gives a blank about Tim Pool? For some, God damn it. There's another problem. I can't turn off the phone anymore. Yeah, I care about it. I just care about it because I do the same thing. That's all. So I'm interested in his psychological breakdown because he's like having one. He totally fucked up this story and isn't taking any accountability for it. Blaming and then these people have turned into raging conspiracy theorists, like talking about PR campaigns and bots and so it's an interesting story. Like I said, other people are covering it to great benefit, but obviously it's not what gets people tuned in here. I have to figure out every show. Tell you what's annoying to me about podcasting. I can tell you all of it is people are fickle. They want to tune into what they're interested in. They're not just going to tune into every show. So that means I have to worry about what the title is for the show, whether people are going to tune in or not. Then I have to worry about whether enough people are going to tune in to give me super chats. And then I'm stupid. Why am I doing this? It doesn't pay that well. And it's not working out. I just can't figure it out. I see other people making videos about stuff, and I feel like I make good videos when I do, but they don't get much action in the algorithm. So I did make a video about Eliza Blue because I heard that it was a trending topic, but didn't really do that well for me. So I'm interested. I'm giving you interesting information that's interesting to me. But I understand if it's not what you're interested. If you're interested in something else, just tell me. You can tell me what to talk about. I have a weird channel. I don't cover internet drama typically. And this isn't, I don't even think this is internet drama. This is a story about censorship and somebody who's kind of a liar, maybe some kind of grifter. But then again, I have feelings for everybody in the story. I don't want Tim Pool to have a mental breakdown. He is, though, from being famous. Everybody wants something from him. People gang stalk him. Gang stalkers. Defango got called gang stalker today. Defango, if you're listening, I didn't want to bother you during your show. But you could come on my show and you could talk about what happened. Defango got basically defamed today, even though they didn't use his name. This guy, Shane Cashman, went after him big time. And the article, pretty embarrassing take on the story. That's what I think. Like I saw the story develop in real time and spoke with the people actually covering the story. And then because I did the Twitter Spaces, I heard from a ton of people about this story. So I heard from the real people who were really making content about the story, and I heard the reasons that they said they were making content about the story. And it wasn't a PR campaign. It was because people had genuine interest in the story for one reason or another. Some people like calling out grifters. People love to do that. That's what people do on YouTube. People do like drama, right? So I don't cover some drama stories like Jack Murphy. I didn't care that much. It was funny, but I didn't know if even my listeners would even know who Jack Murphy was. But I could like there's all these avenues, lanes, etc. I'm trying to figure it out because I'm censored on YouTube. Everything's if I do something that's really interesting, like about vaccines or something, it gets shadow banned 100%. And then everything's demonetized, so they don't promote it. And I just can't figure it out. But I'm trying to just do the show regularly. And sorry, I'm early today. I'm going out to dinner with my wife. So sometimes on Fridays I do the show early. So I appreciate you being here for it. And once again, thanks to the guy that gave the big super chat yesterday. I kind of like spaced on it, and then I ended the show because I wasn't getting because I didn't get enough coffees basically, and I threw a fit. But I did get a big super chat that last show, so I do appreciate it. And I shouldn't throw fits. I should take phone calls no matter what. But sometimes you feel like you're like, come on, you know what I mean? About people. You're like, come on, people, seriously. Like, I do put my heart into this thing. And it is important to me, obviously, to do it. And I feel like it's valuable, but it's hard to know. It's hard to know like what to talk about. And Tim Pool's going through that too. So Fake High IQ Bear. Hey, I saw you over in Defango's chat. Thanks for the super chat, the sacrifice to the YouTube gods. Redo the title and turn to treat the YouTube. Pick a new movie title. Marvel does Tim Pool in a bathtub boobies. Marvel does Tim Pool in a bathtub boobies. I don't know what that means, but thanks, Fake High IQ Bear. Are you? I could comment on Owen Benjamin. I could comment on these people who are pushing like Orthodox Christianity now on people. Like that's a popular thing all of a sudden. People preaching on their YouTube channels about being an Orthodox Christian and like going over theology and crap. Like people tune in for it and people are serious about it. There's just a huge debate. Like, are you guys interested in this? There was just a huge debate between Jim Bob and Owen Benjamin, made by Jim Bob, whose name isn't Jim Bob, apparently. It's James. Owen Benjamin. They had a huge, like, over 1,500 people tuned in live to listen to these guys debate the Trinity. It's like totally nonsensical to me. Like, I wonder why people talk about things that have like, they don't mean that much, really. But they do mean a lot to these people. So, yeah, we could talk about that at some point. Anyway, I'll cover the news. I'll cover you. I'll show you what Tim Pool said. I'll take phone calls. And if you want to support the show, you can do sacrifices on Super Chat, or you can have your money stretch further by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I'll put a link in the thing. Support the grift. buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Yeah, if you don't give me enough, I just walk off the show. That's what I did the last one. I did not get enough coffees, so I told everybody to fuck off. Temperamental sometimes. I can be temperamental. Sometimes I get depressed. Sometimes I like have no idea what I'm going to talk about on the show or how I'm even going to get through it. But like, I consider it a victory that I show up and do this show. That is good, because sometimes those are the things I go through as a content creator. We're hearing what Tim Pool goes through. I can tell you some of the things I go through. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is, joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Okay, I have feedback which says, so for 20 minutes I've listened to how YouTube is hard, but you just disenfranchised a majority of Americans who are Christian. What do you mean? By saying what? That you think about things that don't matter? Like theology and stuff? What's like you? But why is that? That's disenfranchising? Why? I'm into Christianity. I'm into it. Debating whether Jesus really is God or the same as God or part of the Trinity or whatever. I'm not sure what the relevance is to life. Exactly. Like, who cares? That's just my opinion. Is that disenfranchising? One thing on the show, I piss people off. One thing about me in my life is I piss people off. It's not good for getting viewers sometimes because I piss off the people that listen to my show. So sorry, your name is You're Wrong. I don't think I disenfranchised anybody. I don't know. Like, what's wrong? How did I disenfranchise people? Just saying that would you like me to be more Christian? That's the ultimate grift. Christianity or religion, but Christianity in particular. It's a grift. I mean, really, you go from being a criminal to being a pastor. That's like or from being a pedophile to being a priest. That's like, so who are we listening to? Like, who's telling you? Like, what authority are we appealing to? Somebody on YouTube who's like, oh, I understand. I understand what the Bible says. I know. I get it. And now if you listen to me, you'll get it too. And then if anybody disagrees with us, we just say they're crazy or like completely wrong. And we'll be extremely judgmental and say anybody that doesn't believe exactly the same thing we believe has something wrong with them, where like you can't trust them or associate with them. There is only one way. There's only one thing that's correct. That's one way to live. Anyway, you guys want to know what Liza Blue and Tim Pool said today? I'll show you, and I'll take phone calls. Believe says Jesus is Lord, so that's good. Yeah, if I wanted to get into the grift more, believe me, I would talk about Jesus more. I would have some Jesus t-shirts and stuff. That's the one problem is the people that promote it the most are just grifting. The people that are serious don't grift that hard. But the people that really push it, they'll tell you. Or they'll use it to hide behind. Like Eliza Blue came out and said, I love Jesus. That's what Eliza Blue did. She was like really under attack. She was like, I haven't said this before, but I love Jesus. So she's going to get all the Jesus bros on her side, which is good. It's good. But religion, I do have like opinions about religion. Like I like Jesus, but I don't think the Bible is 100% correct. It has so many contradictions in it. And I don't believe in having to sacrifice to a God. I don't believe in having to like blood sacrifice or drinking or blood or eating flesh. I think those are weird things. But Jesus was cool. He did miracles. I believe in miracles. They really happen. You can kind of prove it. But there are parts of the story I don't believe. That's true. They would say it's like sacrilegious, the things I do believe. But Christians are cool. You can criticize Christians. At least you don't get, oh, shit. I fucked up on Rockfin. Hey, I'm Rockfin. I'm really sorry. The whole video is going to show up. The whole video is going to show up, but I didn't press. Sorry. The way I have my thing set up, I didn't press go live on my Rockfin thing. So hopefully you guys have had a chance to tune over to YouTube. I'm sorry. You'll be able to rewatch the whole thing. It'll be on there, but I fucked up. Sorry about that. Pete Bogg says, Tim Pool threatens to retire the beanie. Yeah, I was going to say he's threatening to hang up the beanie. We can look at how his poll is doing. He put out a poll. So anyway, this is what he tweeted. And he was trending today. He was a trending topic. Eliza Blue is still a trending topic. People are hosting it. There's like a big Twitter space going on. Candace Owen just finally figured out about Eliza Blue. So she's talking about it. So it is still a trending topic. And you can see her name is trending, Eliza. Because she made some new claims today. It's just a fountain of material. If you want it to be, you can just constantly just talk about what Tim Pool is doing, what Eliza Blue is doing. So Tim Pool said, I realized last night there is a radical misalignment between my values and many of the largest culture warriors. Culture warriors. I don't know if that's people like Jeremy of the Quartering. Culture warriors. I think he's talking about people that talk about drama. The death threats, revenge porn, etc. People are not willing to stand up for their businesses, schools to stop kids from being castrated, but they will break the law because of a single woman they don't like. Okay, so that's not accurate. He says revenge porn, which once again, I think shows that he doesn't understand what the actual story is, which is that people posted publicly available images of her that weren't revenge porn. And she claims now that she's the victim of abuse because people shared pictures of her, which she took consensually in the past, just because she didn't want those pictures out there. And they were kind of semi-naked. It's true. But she posed for the pictures, was paid for the pictures, bragged about doing the videos. So it wasn't revenge porn. There is not an instance of revenge porn unless he's talking about something different. I think Cassandra Fairbanks, now Cassandra McDonald, I think she was the victim apparently of some kind of revenge porn or leak or hack or something. But in this case with Eliza Blue, I don't think so. It wasn't revenge porn. Death threats, I don't know who's getting those. I'm against death threats. Fortunately, like one thing I've mentioned a few times now is like, I'm not very famous. Once I was more. It's so many years ago now that it's kind of ridiculous. But once I was more, people were watching my show. I had a big channel and stuff. So I kind of know what it's like. And I know what it's like for people to attack you and criticize you for what you cover, because I was attacked and criticized a number of times for what I covered. And I was literally gang stalked, literally, by multiple different groups of people. So, and that's, I don't like that. That's not cool. I got like catfished and fucked with and all this stuff, which was really, really not cool. But that's what you get when you're more influential for whatever reason. People want to take you down, and you say something, and then people feel like they have to say something about it. Like right now, I can say whatever I want, pretty much. And I do. Like a lot of times I say stuff that would be probably really controversial if I was a more prominent person that people thought it was like important what I said. People don't think it's important. So I'm like insulated quite a bit from internet drama and stuff. Like people don't feel like talking shit about me. I don't do things. I try not to do things to inspire people to talk shit about me, but people don't feel like it because I'm not famous. Tim Pool, though, he's a big deal. And he's a gatekeeper, and he is a gatekeeper. So people have expectations of him because everybody tunes into his show. They want to know what he has to say. What he has to say is kind of official. So there are a lot of expectations on you when you get to be like really prominent, like Tim Pool is. Then people expect things from you. And they expected him to talk about this Eliza Blue situation, it's ridiculous that he didn't. It's crazy. It's like he just didn't get it, doesn't understand, still doesn't understand, still thinks it's drama. Today said it was gang stalkers. Said it was a PR firm. Said people that were spamming his chat were bots. Tim Pool says, we have passive viewers and fighters. The fighters won't fight mostly the machine, but they will fight for drama. The passive viewers agree, but then don't fight. Don't know what that means. Videos just about me get more interest than war, economics, culture revolution. That's why political channels make fake videos about me. It's more interesting than politics. See, that's true. You do become a target for people who are or ideologically opposed for one reason or another. But that's a good thing, really. So I'm not sure. He maybe takes it a little harder than he has to, because it's a good thing when the Young Turks make up lies about Tim Pool. I mean, it's bad when people make up lies about you, but when it's your political opposition, it's kind of to be expected, and they are talking about you at least, which means you're relevant. So, and it's good for people to talk about you, even if they're being critical, because it does mean you're relevant. He thinks he doesn't want to be the story. Video's just about Tim Pool. Well, this video about Tim Pool, by the way, Tim Pool, like this video, obviously it didn't work. Hardly anybody's here to hear about it. So it's not, videos about you don't always get a lot of views. It's videos about you from channels that I guess I don't know how it works. I don't know how the algorithm works. Maybe my videos will never get recommended to anybody. Temple is a trending topic. You would think some people might want to tune into it, but not the case, as you can see with my numbers. So if I talked about something else, let me think about what I could talk about that would be more interesting than Tim Pool. So just to prove him wrong, if I had a video that somebody was predicting the end of the world in a few days, which I always look for people predicting that, because then I'll put that in the title and people will tune in for that. So I can tell you from direct experience that there are much better titles I could have used today. Anything predicting doom, destruction, those things are good. Anything predicting, like, I'll tell you titles that work for me. The tide is turning, something like that. That works. That's a good title. The tide is turning. Oh, it's because people are like, oh yeah, okay, things are changing, right? They might think, or the dam is breaking. Like titles like that do well. Tim Pool wants to retire. Nobody cares, Tim. Nobody cares. It turns out they'd rather hear about Chinese balloons or some whatever other bullshit. We shot something down today. That's news. We shot something down, apparently. I mean, it's apparently news. I can't verify it. Somebody on Twitter said, breaking news, we shot something down over Alaska that was flying at like 40,000 feet. So that's news. That might have gotten more views than talking about you, Tim Pool. But I talk about you because I'm interested. And I would take your job, basically, if I was offered it. It's once you're there, once you have the setup, like I am envious, even though it sounds like life sucks. And yeah, then people just bother you. See, I know what it's like. The thing I'd like about it's like a pyramid, the way things work, where people at the top just have a disproportionately large impact on things. Just way, way, way more influence than somebody who's a little further down, like me, for example, or a bunch of other content creators that are, have smaller channels or what have you. There could be a bunch of content creators. They could put out good content, really interesting content, but in the grand scheme of things, they have zero impact. It's really the people at the top that control everything. So in his position, he can get all the guests. And it's true with Joe Rogan and that Jewish guy, Lex Friedman. Like now they're in this position. How hard is it to just book interesting guests if everybody wants to be on your show? It shouldn't be that hard. Like me, people don't want to come on my show. I ask like interesting, famous people, like I tried, like immediately when this news broke, I tried to get Brittany Venti on the show, right? Which Tim Pool wouldn't do. But Brittany Venti doesn't talk to me because I'm not famous enough, even though she asked me to be on her show once or had somebody else ask me to be on her show once. I said no because I didn't know her audience is like 100% different than mine. So I didn't know what I would gain from it. And I didn't. And anyway, her show is different. I mean, she is who she is. But I did try to get her on my show as soon as this shit went down. She doesn't respond. I tried to get other people on the show. They don't respond for the most part. I mean, I've asked a lot of people. And I think it's mostly just because I'm not famous enough. Mostly. Not because they dislike me for some reason or they heard anything about me. But it's possible. Used to be people would just say bad things about me if somebody was going to have me on their show. But that's the thing. Those guys like Tim Pool, Lex Friedman, Joe Rogan, any guest they want. And then everybody else is fighting, it's not equal. It's not like some of the guests will go down to like a lower tier show. No, everybody wants to be on the biggest show. Everybody wants to be on the main show. And that's like Tim Pool. Everybody wants to be on Tim Pool. So he must get people bugging him all the time, asking him for money, asking him for plugs. It's so valuable being on his show. He like single-handedly created people like Jack Murphy, I guess, who he gave relevance to. So he was able to set up like I don't know, he was getting millions or something from people paying him money, all because of being on Tim Pool's show. It's so valuable, his time and having all those eyeballs. It's so valuable. So, which is interesting that somebody like Luke walked away from it. Be interesting to talk to Luke, see what was going on with him. Tim Pool says, I'm not interested in drama, fame, money. I'm interested in worldly affairs. I think he kind of means world affairs. That's why I used to travel around, but it seems most people either won't stand up or are only interested in drama. Obviously, some people have started fighting back, running for office. No one to defend us on our principles, just people hiding from the fight when the drama psychos come out. People can reply in this thread saying I'm wrong or whatever, but that's exactly my point, a misalignment in our values. Beyond that, there are also glaringly obvious problems. People want to come on the show for fame and influence. People beg me for money, for retweets, for recognition. That's the power machine. Lots of people watch, so now people want to come on the show. It's reality. It's sad. This has all grown way out of proportion to what I ever wanted to do, and I am no leader, no general. I just want to read the news and learn about how the world works. Talking about it was a byproduct of wanting to experience it. And it just keeps growing. The expansion seems infinite, and it seems like a mistake. I've talked about this repeatedly for the past year, especially with the death threats, swatting, burglaries, and stalkers. Yeah, stalkers. I've had stalkers. DeFango was kind of stalking me once, to be fair. He was called a gang stalker, I think kind of inappropriately in this article. But he did threaten to come to my house this one time. He was like, I'm going to come to your house. I was like, are you serious? So it's true about DeFango, even though I didn't want to give any negative information about him. He did do that to me once. We didn't always have a good relationship. The stalking really gets me. People crying, begging to be let in. Former employees centering their whole lives around me. It's crazy. For what reason? The level of obsession some people have with me terrifies me. Not because I fear for my safety, but because I worry about human priorities. There are people built for this type of life, but it ain't me. Obviously, I consistently break all the rules of PR. People simultaneously demand that I don't bow to the mob, but also I'm arrogant for not doing what the mob says. LOL. In the last year, we have been swatted 15 times. We think it's related to stalkers of mine and former employees. We've had a few burglaries that, if I choose to prosecute, would result in collateral damage to my business and properties because of how the law works. One person tried burglarizing my studio to get James O'Keefe and Andy Ngo's home address. Then he goes on. More rage bait, more fake news, more lying celebrities, more personalities saying what they think the mob wants to hear. More politicians proposing nothing, trading stocks, lying on the news, like AOC talking about the Boston Children's Hospital. Humans, am I right? All right, anyway. Then he posted a poll. He's got a subscribe button. Okay, here we go. Tim, wow, this is crazy. He says he's really gonna retire. I don't know whether to take him at his word or not. We hope. I don't want him to. I don't think he did anything that he needs to retire. If he wanted somebody to fill in for him, though, if he needs like a guest host or something, I can host things. I have experience hosting things. I can do that pretty well. I have slightly different opinions, and sometimes I break the rules. That's the only thing. I don't know if I can ride the fence as well as Tim Pool does, but I could try. He says, I will reveal the results and abide by them at the end of IRL tonight. So IRL just started, Timcast IRL. So people are tuned in for it. He says, the poll says, should I shut down Timcast and retire? And right now, 55% say yes. And 44.8% say no. And he says he will abide by the results. So what's he going to do? Who's going to take over for Timcast? I mean, as much as he's not the greatest, he is the whole show. There isn't anybody else on his cast who can take over. He doesn't have anybody with a strong enough personality who can take over the show. So, I mean, he's good at what he does. He is talented. He's super opinionated. And he totally thinks he's right about everything. So he loves to talk. He's got all those characteristics. He can string words together in the proper order the same way AI can. So, and the beanie's cool. Nothing wrong with the beanie. So, yeah, that'll be interesting if he decides. He says he's going to abide by the results of the poll. Well, I don't think the poll can change much. There's already 315,000 votes. And it's 10%. Should I shut down Timcast? Shut it down when it's so valuable, because he could sell the property. He could sell the channel, right? I think people could do that. I think Mr. Beast was offered $1 billion. That's what they say. And he has 110 million, subscribers or whatever it is. He was offered, I think, $1 billion for his YouTube channel or his property or his business, what have you. So Tim Pool's business is very valuable. But if he does need somebody to host, like I said, I think I can handle it. I think there are some people who could handle it and take over for him. I don't know. There's different people. There's people like Mark Dice, has some talent. There's you could get Steven Crowder, but Steven Crowder's got a bigger platform himself, right? Trying to think who else I know. It's not easy being a host for a show. Trying to think who else I know could take over that job. Don't know. He says he's going to shut down Timcast. I'll take phone calls. I've already let this go on for so long. I'll take phone calls. Let's see if anybody gave me any coffees. I did get some super chats. I think I shouted them out. Yeah, and then what's going on with the channel? Like normally I get about 200 people tuned in. That's where I was at. So I don't know if I really fucked myself in the algorithm or something when I missed some time because I was doing Twitter Spaces. Like I missed some shows and I had COVID. I don't know if they like pulled me out of the algorithm. They might have, because I only got 100. There was almost nobody tuned into that interview I did on Monday. 120. That's nothing. It's fucked. Let's see if Rockfin is working. Genzu says everybody's watching the last episode of Timcast. Yeah, I guess that's true. I do go on at the same time as Timcast. But I just figured. Thanks, Adam Fulkerson, who bought a coffee. I appreciate that. Someone, Al Shizzle, says he just bought 5 coffees, but it showed up as someone. I think that's Al Shizzle, who bought 5 coffees and says, "Hey, Nate, hang in there. I always enjoy the show. I wish more people would tune in so you could focus on delivering content. I enjoyed the spaces you hosted. Maybe start having more spaces." Yeah, I have like a business plan I could do. If I really wanted to do the spaces thing, I could try to become like influential on Twitter spaces, but it would take a lot of effort. And you have to have the right people join and talk about the right topics. But it is like something, but it's mostly other people talking in the Twitter spaces. So you're just hosting the thing. But so it really depends on who you can get to be in the spaces with you. Thanks, Joshua, who brought 3 coffees, who says the sun is allegedly reaching a solar max and could be related to the earthquakes in Turkey. Let us remember them in our prayers. Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Joshua. Appreciate it. And solar max. Yeah. I couldn't sleep last night. I've been having all kinds of problems since I got COVID. Just don't feel right. I've been having sleeping problems. So it could be the solar flare. Thanks for the coffees. Parody Bear, MikeBender@gmail.com said, Nathan, I love you like a brother. I offered DeFango $100 to do Flat Earth YouTube live stream 30 minutes long. I think he needs your help to earn this money. I'll even make it worth your whiles. I bought you 7 coffees so far, 5 more at least to come. He needs to do a good job or I'm not paying. Okay, we use movies like Level moon landing stuff where NASA has lied. Use Elon, Tesla, and space too. You can do this. You're the greatest YouTuber I ever watched. And DeFango Griftcast is moving up my charts. He's a cool guy who's lost in his grift, can't see any other truth. Like JFK murdered by CIA, held LBJ girlfriend said LBJ did it on Alex Jones show. It's all a show, brother. Let the show begin. Don't break any YouTube rules for me. Okay. All right. Thanks, Parody Bear. And then there's someone that bought 3 coffees. Parody Bear offered DeFango to talk about Flat Earth. Yeah, I could talk about Flat Earth. I mean, we could talk about the fake moon landing, but now I'm not a flat earther. I mean, I'm not even as much as I was before. Now I'm kind of a globe earther, but there's still something fucked up about space. But I'm a little different than flat earthers because I don't think that, I think satellites are real. And we get 24-hour sun in Antarctica. Mr. Beast went to Antarctica and he's experienced 24-hour sun. And that's impossible on the flat earth map to do that. It couldn't possibly be 24-hour sun down there. So that's that. So, and then the stars move different directions when you're in the south, right? That's what people say, at least. I haven't been to look. But they say the stars spin different directions. All that is like it would be on a globe. And then we have lunar eclipses. So I'm kind of I'm not really a flat earther. And I don't believe in most of the things. I mean, like satellites, satelloons. Hey, you're on the air.
I mean, like,
hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm the guy that thinks you're one of the greatest YouTubers that's ever been here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I'm glad you stayed with it because I thought you left it remember I told you I quit watching you for like 4 or 5 years. Don't you have a huge library of videos you've made over years?
Yeah, I did. I mean, there's all the shows that I've done. I
How
haven't
many?
made as many short videos in my later career as I do show. A lot, thousands.
Are you allowed to rerun these?
Am I allowed to? I can do whatever I want.
Okay, you have a 24-hour channel to the world.
Hmm.
Why not run like a 24-hour stream of you?
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
cool.
remember I chatted earlier about titles. Titles, what you do is when you if you run a 24-hour channel, you wouldn't really worry about titles. But when you do the new titles, you go to YouTube, right? And there's a live button up top. You click that and see what everybody's like levitating to, and you copy it. You copy that title, but just change it a little bit. You can add 2 titles. You can do 3 titles, Nathan. You don't have to, like, you got Tim pulling the title, right?
Yeah.
And he's already said he don't want nobody to do that.
Right.
So somehow he's got control, just like Elijah has control. You know what I'm saying? You know what control is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Controlled opposition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But look what Alex Jones talks about. He's supposedly controlled opposition, but he covers it all. I realize you cannot cover it all on YouTube, so be careful. And I know a lot of your old stuff covers a lot of touchy topics, so be careful there. But you have a 24-hour window to the world. I love you, brother.
Thank you.
If you want to hire me as a PR firm, I would work for you for free.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you could do that. I give you permission.
All right. My email is mikeddbender@gmail.com.
Okay, cool.
I also have I have like probably 40 Google accounts total. I like some, if I log into your channel, I'm probably 20 of the thumbs ups.
Okay, cool. Oh, because you have like a
that.
bot army. Okay, cool. You're like a gang stalker.
I'm the bot army.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Hillary's Russian bot.
Right. That's funny.
I write parodies. If you want to try parodies, I can't sing them, but we might be able to, pay just like little guys, like the Australian guy from that sings the Flat Earth parodies, Music Guru.
Mm-hmm.
We could offer him like $10 and get him to sing our song, and then it's our song, and then we could make a video with it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like AI is progressing pretty quickly, so you can write songs that AI can sing too, I believe.
But just think of that. You have a 24-hour window to the world, and when I thought about how many videos, I was like, he's been doing this that long. He could have 300,000 videos.
I don't have that many, but I have a number. I do have a number.
20,000?
No, not that many, just thousands, because I've been doing it now for 7 years, I think.
Okay, you know how recently the algorithm for YouTube was actually choosing Elijah, but I think it was people was actually searching for it.
Yes.
And most people got that cute Chicago Bulls cheerleader, Brittany.
No, not Brittany Venti.
I went back and looked at her old stuff. Have you seen some of her old stuff? She's showing her cleavage.
Who? Brittany Venti? Are you talking about? Are you talking about Brittany Venti?
YouTube promotes people like Mr. Blippy. You ever heard him?
No, I haven't heard that one.
He's does a kids channel.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to stick just because you're lift the veil doesn't mean we can't cover other things.
Okay.
We could probably get just like I was talking about, how you call in or go on DeFango's show. And I noticed that seems like that helps a lot of people.
Going on DeFango's.
Super chats and popular channels, that gets you things. Well, I'm going to hang up because I'm probably boring your
all right.
viewers.
Cool, man. Hey, thanks. I'm glad you're such a fan.
You got my email.
I appreciate the support. All right. That's cool. Yep. And you can still donate to the show. I think I'm live on Rockfin. Sorry, Rockfin, that I screwed up the show today. Thanks, Vogan Filter. Just like special shout out to Vogan Filter, who tips every single show, like $10 or $20 over on Rockfin. And it's like super solid. So thanks, Vogan Filter. He also said he liked my new AI selfie. And I appreciate that. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, I'm a nigger.
I wonder if I'm still getting paid for those phone calls. 650-429-8294 is the number. Yeah, we have more people now, though. People stay tuned for the phone calls. And then I got to wrap up soon because I got to get to dinner with my wife. But I'll take some more phone calls. I think I can go until, I don't know for sure. I'll have to ask. Hey, you're on the air.
What's up, Nathan?
Hey, how are you doing?
Pretty good. So, have you heard anything about this? You're on the West Coast. Did you see the satellites last night being launched?
No, did they launch from my Space Force base here?
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is like I saw like 3 years ago when they first started. I mean, it had to be one of the first batches. I walked outside the front door and I'm like, "Whoa, look at that!" And it looked like, a squadron of jets or something, but obviously it wasn't that. And then I go outside last night and we got to see the first one. And there was, by the time they hit overhead, like I used the rain gutter to I had my wife time it. And there was exactly one satellite every 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And it went on for 11 minutes. So they put 66 satellites up there. And it looked like aliens, like straight up, like launching tracers,
Mm-hmm.
It was completely wild to see. But when I go to look for which launch that was, there's nothing about it.
Yeah. So you're saying, this is what I was saying, because flat earthers are talking about how the Chinese spy balloon proves flat earth because there's no such thing as satellites. But you saw them, right? Like there, you can see them, put them up there.
Yeah, I believe that things can go into low Earth orbit at least, and they have something going on with that. But it's just, so I started looking into it, a little bit further, because I've always wondered, like how okay, you can drive a car and then you go to play like a video game, and somehow you're just always overcorrecting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the controls aren't that good, and it's sort of that way with like DCS. Well, how on Earth, or I guess off Earth, do they actually use like the attitude adjusters? Because you would think it's like trying to like grab a spinning like coin or something and stop it, but you're always going to impart a little bit. Oops, wrong direction. Oops, a little bit back. Like how do they actually stabilize it? And
I don't know.
that's been one of my like flat Earth type questions. But then when I watched them launch all this crap up there, it was really wild. It was almost like seeing a comet or something.
Mm-hmm.
Almost, it was like Space Invaders. But I looked into it, and it turns out like NASA was running an average of 90% budget overrun on every launch. Because I just assumed it cost like $1 billion to throw shit into space because it's so expensive per kilo. But I guess SpaceX can get them up there for like $67 million a launch. And their goal is to put 42,000 of these things up there.
Really? Yeah.
Doesn't that seem like crazy?
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of satellites. It seems weird. I remember going through a phase where I really thought it was weird that satellites don't run into each other and turn into like a cascading. Yeah. I'm surprised like one satellite doesn't just crash into another satellite and then create
it's like the mousetraps turning into space junk.
Yeah, right. Like I would think that would happen with all the damn satellites out there, but I guess that doesn't happen. Maybe that's nothing to worry about. But I remember reading like where they were worried about that happening because the Chinese, I remember when the Chinese shot down one of their satellites for practice, that everybody was freaked out. Everybody was like, oh, it could turn into a debris field and it could cause like a cascading chain reaction. But didn't seem to materialize.
Well, here's the question that it's like they have Neil deGrasse Tyson and his ilk come on and like go, Michio Kaku, with like the
Mhm.
wonders of space, and they got some lame graphic. It's like, no, how about you tell me how you orient these things and don't like
Mhm.
constantly oversteer them?
Mhm.
And then I looked up one day. I'm like, well, there's solar wind, right? So like, how much does the solar wind affect? Because any drag is going to cause it to drop, right? Well, it turns out they admit it drops, but there's such a limited amount of fuel on board, and like SpaceX, apparently each one of those like 550-pound routers they're putting up there only lasts 5 years before they do actually fall back in and burn up. So they're burning like lithium batteries and shit in the atmosphere.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah, but like, how is Hubble or any of these other ones? How do they have enough fuel to keep? Because it's like, I think it was like in low Earth orbit where those are, it's dropping like basically 2 miles a year. You're like, and yet it still maintains contact, and yet it, like, how do they boost those things up? And no one, you never see like a Michio Kaku like actually just describe like how they do that. Like the things that would actually matter, they just like, draw you a picture of the coronavirus or something.
Right. 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 Yeah, that's an interesting question, though. Understanding
well,
how those satellites work.
I would say like go after that too. Like if you're going to go on a flat Earth jaunt here for a bit, like
Mhm.
I would like to hear someone that's an expert in that riddle me that.
Right. Right. Okay.
And you're the man to get the job done for me,
Okay.
Nathan.
All right. I can
All
look
right,
into it
thanks.
for you.
Later.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye.
See ya. All right. I think I have to get going. I'll take one more phone call and then I got to take off. I got to get to dinner. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks. Somebody mentioned that they're trying to figure out how to buy me a coffee. If you're not trolling, it's at buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. If you are trolling, then fuck off. Let's see. This phone call is taken abnormally. There we go. It's connecting. Hey, you're on the air. Oh. Damn, I ended another call because of that. Okay, I'll take one more call because there was another call coming in. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's all the coffees. I'm up to date. I have 2 calls coming in. Hey, you're on the air. Hey, you're on the air.
Hey, Nathan.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Hey, not much. So actually, I wasn't getting your notifications on YouTube, and so I hit the bell, and I did get the notification today,
Good.
but I wanted to switch to my TV, and usually whoever I have that I'm subscribed to, if they're live, it shows up right at the top. You did not. And so then I went to your channel. I went to my subscriptions, went to your channel, and it did not show this video
Really?
at anywhere. I had to go, well, excuse me, I went to subscriptions and went to your name, and it did not show this video at all. I had to manually go to your channel. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. And find the video from there.
Huh. That's
So-
really weird. Well, I have been having a problem with people tuning in this week. I don't know why. So that would be really disappointing if they're hiding the videos somehow. But
Exactly.
I appreciate you letting me know.
Exactly.
We'll see if there are
I
any
mean,
other
it's-
reports. So
Okay, man.
thanks for letting me know.
All right. You have a good night.
All right. You too.
Thank you.
See ya.
Take
Yeah. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. It's really weird, actually. The numbers are too low. Kind of on Rockfin too. So it's like people, yeah, lost people. I don't know. I'm going to have to come up with something. I'm going to have to come up with some kind of title to get people back tuned in and back in the graces of the algorithm. Okay. I got to get going. I got to go get to, there are a few super chats from Fake High Q Bear who said, please answer my call. Hopefully I did that. And then also another one from Fake High Q Bear says, we play YouTube game live call-in shows do okay too. we play YouTube's game. Live call-in shows do okay too. Okay. Yeah. Live call-in shows. Yeah. The call-in section of the show. Usually I don't get people tuning out. People stay tuned in for it. So, all right. I'm going to wrap up. I got to get going to get some dinner. And thanks everybody for tuning in. Thanks people who support the show. Sorry once again about logging out yesterday from the show. And I appreciate the people who support the show. And we'll see you at the next one. Okay. So that'll be Monday. And then I'll see if I can come up with some other content over the weekend or something. But make sure you follow me on Twitter. Make sure you buy our t-shirts. I'm wearing this one today, which isn't even for sale anymore. Hold on. Let me show you. Oops. This one says mostly real. Lift the veil. But we have great t-shirts at truthclothing.io. That's our website. The shirts are in stock. They're available now. We have our decentralized shirt, our propaganda shirts, our Truth Matters shirts, our Nassim shirts, our Question Everything shirts. They're all super high quality. People buy them. People, once they buy one, they want more because the quality is so good. Go to truthclothing.io to pick up a t-shirt. And thanks everybody. And if you become a member at buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, I'll send you a code for a free t-shirt. So if you go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, become a member for $7 a month, I'll send you a code for a free t-shirt if you email me. And my email address is in the description. And it's lifttheveil411@gmail.com. But that's only $7 a month. I'll send you a code. You have to pay shipping. Okay, with that deal. That's the small print. All right. See you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.